confuse anybody. Some things change, but not me.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Oh! Yeah, the Great Council's dead. It's been dead. Been dead for quite a while. But you know, I've been doing some thinking. This may not be permanent. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It may not be permanent. But I've been doing some thinking. And with some new stuff on the horizons, namely James Gunn's DC Universe and the re-rise, if you will, of the Snyder cults on TikTok and on other places. I figured, maybe it's maybe I should come back and do a little stuff. Who knows? I mean, this may be an exciting era coming up with the DCU. My Star Wars fix, I still kind of get it with the Tatooine show, even though that's kind of went away for now. I'm kind of keeping it afloat with Skeleton Crew. Palpa Memes had, decided to go off and do his own music career and concentrate on that. And Star Wars only, disgruntled with the crew not being together. He's like, I'm going to take a seat back and rethink this and how we're going to do Tatooine. So the Tatooine show is effectively in hiatus, even though I'm keeping it afloat for the rest of Skeleton Crew for now. And I still do my D&D channels, obviously, and my D&D streams over on Console 6. But that's more of a fun thing rather than a YouTube channel, even though it is a channel and I live stream. It's more just a something for fun and a posterity's sake for me, for my campaigns, for continuity, rather than trying to grow and actually be a live streaming channel per se. That's what this channel always was. And I see you, Robin, by the way. I see you out there. Wow, I'm holding over. Sexy Lobo. Yeah, I see it. I see you. I see. It's not popping into my OBS for me to be able to share on the screen for right now. I updated social stream and it's not quite working the way it's supposed to. But we'll figure it out. I'll talk to Steve over there at video and see if he can help me figure this out and how it goes. But yeah, so as I was saying, that's kind of, so that's what this channel always was. But the Great Council as it was, I didn't want to bring it back that way. The Great Council was a thing. It started out as a Star Wars channel. It was very Star Wars themed. Yellow joined me for almost 2 years, and we had a good time doing our thing that way with the midday mashup. So I figured if I'm going to come back and do streaming, I can't do it as Great Council because that was a whole completely different kind of feel, different thing. So I kind of rebranded as the Sweaty Nerd, which is more apropos for all the different things that I talk about, be it Star Wars, D&D, DCU, MCU, fantasy, Doom, all the stuff that I love, all the sweaty nerd shit that I enjoy. As the Sweaty Nerd, it's more apropos, if you will, for all the different kind of stuff that I would be covering. And yeah, Robin, I'm sweaty. I'm always sweaty. I'm Italian. We're sweaty people. We're sweaty people. We just make sure we don't stank when we sweat. That's all. And I don't have any pit stains going though. So I mean, it's good. You know, I mean, but I am a sweaty nerd, if you will. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try rebranding the channel and perhaps coming back. It won't be a midday mashup kind of deal, obviously, you know, every day of the week during the week. It'll still kind of be when I have something to talk about. I'll pop in here and make a video on it. Maybe might make some uploads. I don't know. We'll see. There's Spencer. See you, Spencer. Sweaty balls. I remember that SNL skit. Would you like to have some of my sweaty balls? A lot of people like my sweaty balls. Can you hold my sweaty balls? Yeah, all that other good stuff. But yeah, so I remember, you know, I figured, well, you know, maybe I'll come back and do streams like this to talk about things when they happen. You know, and the most recent things that we've seen lately, especially in the DCU, is the Superman trailer that's come out. Creature Commandos has been out, which I've been watching and enjoying. We got the announcement, like Robin so apropos said in the chat, Sexy Lobo, we got the announcement of Jason Momoa being Lobo, which he's always wanted to do. And it's a very exciting deal. And I gotta shut off that stream element spot, by the way. But it's real exciting to see him come back and do that. And the Snyder cultists, as usual, are all talking shit about it and this, you know, and them talking shit about it. Whatever, I don't care. Live your life, fam. You know, I know you're bitter. I know you're angry that what you wanted isn't happening, so you got to try to yuck everyone else's yum. Whatever, go ahead, do it. You know, it doesn't piss me off, right? I actually liked Zack Snyder's Justice League. I liked Man of Steel. Not too much of a fan of BVS. I liked Wonder Woman, the first one. Aquaman, all right, you know, it made a lot of money, but I like Jason Momoa's Aquaman, but the story just wasn't great for me, if you will. But I was okay. I had my issues with it because it was very disjointed, and the way Snyder was telling the story didn't always. He was starting like backwards with it and going forwards towards something, but like you're starting off with Injustice. It's like it's a weird. You're starting off with Injustice mixed with Death of Superman mixed with Frank Miller's Dark Knight. It was just. I know he had ideas, and it would have been great Elseworlds Tales if we already established a DC universe, but starting with that was just. And again, I liked Ben Affleck as Batman. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. So it's not like I had issue with it that way. But you know what? Shit changes, it moves on, you know, and let's see what Gunn can do now. That's how I am about it, you know, and these people can't move on. They can't move on about it. They want to talk all their shit about it. Half of them don't know what they're talking about. Like I have a few little tweets here. Like this guy right here. Someone was just saying, you know, the first movie isn't out yet because people were like talking about, you know, it not happening or whatever. This guy goes, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Blue Beetle, and Creature Commandos are out. How long are you guys going to move the start date for the DCU? First of all, the start date for the DCU has not moved. My guy. James Gunn was hired. It was about 2 years. It'll be 2 years and a couple months when Superman releases. Okay. I have the dates here on me, but I've got to write them down. But it hasn't even been 2 years since Safran and Gunn were hired. Zack Snyder was hired to do Man of Steel in 2010, and Man of Steel came out in 2013. So it took Zack Snyder 3 years to get his first movie out. Looks like James Gunn is going to do it in an even shorter amount of time. The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Blue Beetle, and even Creature Commandos were all commissioned and greenlit under the old regime. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Creature Commandos were all James Gunn doing work for the old regime, for Walter Hamada and all of them. They hired him to do those, and they came out. Now, he made some adjustments once he took over for Creature Commandos and season 2 of Peacemaker. But those were things that they hired him to do under the old regime. He wasn't running it yet. And they came out when they were supposed to come out. Superman was announced, and it's coming out on schedule. The stretches that they go to try to justify their anger and their disgruntled behavior of everything is just like, come on, bro. Like, just move on. Move on. If you don't want to watch the Gunn stuff, don't. I get it. Don't. But, don't make shit up just to try to justify your anger. Here's Lobo, who got the script for Supergirl, so they're delaying, following the last guy, they're delaying the start of the DCU, and Lobo already has the Supergirl script for his parts as Lobo. Momoa has, so that's pretty cool. This guy's trying to pick on it, bro. It's 2 pages, cameo porn, let's go, DC is back, baby. Do you see how happy Jason Momoa was? Jason Momoa, Mr. Snyder Storian over here, when he was first called by Zack Snyder to be Aquaman, he didn't know what he was being called for, and he thought he was being called in to do Lobo. And Lobo is his favorite character since he was a kid. And while he was happy to do Aquaman, he was like, oh man, I really would love to do Lobo, though. Be happy for the dude. This is what he wants to do. And yes, it's most likely going to be not a cameo, but a short part in Supergirl. Lobo had his own comic book, guys. You don't think this would eventually the plan would be to lead to a Lobo solo movie? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I know you don't think, that's a downgrade from Aquaman. And these same motherfuckers are out here talking about how Aquaman was a joke hero until Zack Snyder got a hold of it. Bro, he was Aquaman. It's a joke hero. It always was for the longest time. Lobo's not a downgrade or anything. Lobo has more of a cult following than Aquaman ever did. More people like Lobo than Aquaman. Just throwing it out there. You don't believe it, you don't have to. But, keep being a fool. They want Snyder fans to be rational in support of their toxic, racist, abusive corporate studio being run by white-collared criminals. Buddy, it's the fans and their favorite artists who have been victims, not you. So now the Snyder cultist guys are victims. They gotta justify everything they said because they're the victims here. Don't you understand how they've been treated? And we are hurting so bad for our favorite artists who have been treated so badly. Ray Fisher! How could they have done this to you? Oh my God. My God. This shit's funny. What's going on in the chat here? We got Spencer, a lot of awesome DC stuff. Yes, and sure. The Spencer also says, some of my family who hasn't cared for recent DC stuff at all is looking forward to Superman. I mean, who doesn't? It's Superman, right? People love Superman. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, man. I feel like Gunn has made it clear ever since the announcement what Superman is the main start. Yeah, and it's been on schedule and come out as it should. Elijah Cole, great to see you back, Linda. Thank you, Elijah. Appreciate it. Lobo's been badass since his intro. Yeah, always has been. Always has been. But, they're mad. They're mad. They're big mad. You guys can stay mad. Don't go, then. Don't go. Stay at home. We'll go. We'll see if it's good. And I'll be the first, if it sucks, I'll be the first to say, this kind of sucked, Gunn. What'd you do here? I'll be the first to say it. But if it's aight, I'm going to also say it's aight. Here's the thing. Cavill, Cornstarter is going to have a similar situation to anyone who wanted to play the Joker after Heath Ledger. Although Cavill didn't die, he looked and felt the part so much that it's hard to see anyone else wearing the S. Okay, because Cavill was just so perfect for the role. But just because Cavill was perfect for the role didn't mean Snyder did enough or right by the role. Cavill was mad for many years because he wanted his next movie and Snyder still wasn't giving it to him. He was given cameo after cameo after cameo by Snyder and Warner Brothers. So, And then once Snyder was gone, they just still kept relegating him to cameo after cameo. Snyder still didn't have a Man of Steel 2. He had other stuff he wanted to do first before he got the Man of Steel 2. So, sorry, guys. But that's also the reality of it. That doesn't mean that it's going to suck. And I'm not going to go, I'm sure I'm going to go into it and afterwards be like, man, I really, really liked Cavill as Superman. I really did. But I can't hate on the Gunverse if the story is good just because it's not Cavill. As long as Cornsweet does the job he's supposed to, and as long as the story is a good story, then at the end of the day, if it's superior to Zack's story, it's going to be superior to Zack's story regardless of my love of Cavill. That's just the reality of it. I'm not going to hate it just because there's no Henry Cavill. That's ass backwards. I'm sorry. It's ass backwards. That's not how you do it either. It's weird. It's weird and it's fucked up. But yeah, so that's about all. There's not a lot to talk about yet. Like I said, I was just kind of doing this as a stretch my wings, make sure all the stuff is working here on OBS because I changed the name of the channel and all this other stuff and the intros and all the stuff I made for it. So I wanted to make sure everything was kind of working right. Like I said, the chat isn't working in OBS. My social stream isn't working where it pops up in OBS. But that's what I literally updated it right before I went live. So it's going to most likely be something with that. So I got to talk to Steve over at Video Ninja and ask him what I'm doing wrong or what's going on with this. So yeah, so that's all. I just came out here just to do this little stream, bullshit a little bit, say this is what I'm doing, and maybe, and Great Council's gone, but the sweaty nerd might be taking his place. As usual, Tuesday we'll be coming back after the 2-week holiday break, doing your next Souls of Magic's Dawn on Tuesday. I will also be doing on Wednesday the next episode of Skeleton Crew on the Chatooine Show channel over there. That once the Skeleton Crew's over, the channel is going to go kind of dormant for a little bit until we figure out what we're doing. I'm probably going to come back with it at the very least when Andor releases. I don't know if Only will be back with me or not, but I will be at least back on the Chatooine Show when Andor releases again. And then we'll see how it goes from there. But other than that, Council of Six, every Tuesday we'll be continuing as usual. I'm planning up another campaign that I might get started soon once I make sure Forge and all the stuff is working the way it should be. And then I'll be popping in here with the sweaty nerd when there's nerdy shit to talk about. And it's going to be random. There's not going to be scheduled shit, guys. So you're going to have to just keep an eye on the notifications and all that other good shit. And that's where we're at. So I'm out of here for now. I'm going to keep working on some D&D stuff for Tuesday. And we'll be back another time. All right, y'all. Good seeing y'all. Sathwick, ready. Holy shit. Hey, Lunga. Nice seeing you. Haven't been in here in a while. Because I haven't been streaming in a while, Sathwick. I haven't done anything on this channel in God knows how long. 2 years now? Year and a half? Something like that. The channel pretty much effectively died when my father died, which was 2.5 years ago. When I came back after his death, I didn't really pick it up the way I normally would have. I did some stuff here and there, but then it just kind of died. Then I moved everything over to the Council of Six channel and for D&D and so on and so forth. But yeah, so I'm out here. And I don't have an outro, so I'm just going to edit. But until next time, guys,